Yo, yo, yo. It's Thursday night. We're back. I'm your boy High Five Vega, and
I'm Dean. And high five stuck in a hotel room.
I think I froze.
Yeah, it's okay. You did.
Yeah, I'm on hotel Wi-Fi, so uh, we will see how it goes.
Yeah. God, I hate hotel hi-fi Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I hate hotel Hi-Fi too.
Leafy.
See, I should have used
Yes, you should have used your phone. It's gonna be a long night.
oh,
Yeah. We when we travel, we always if we're gonna do something from the hotel room, we always just use one of the phones because
that's what I should have put it on the phone freaking Wi-Fi.
yeah,
Maybe I could do that. Maybe I'll do it live.
you should be able to because I mean you should be able to just
Yeah,
if anything it'll kick you out and then you'll just log back in.
right, yeah.
Yeah, so
Let's
I mean
see.
it's not that big of a deal. I
Let's
mean,
set it up.
let's do it, bro. Ah, all right. What do we got? Only 16 solo XS. Okay. Hello.
All right. Am I better?
Yeah. Oh, immediately.
I'm on I'm on the phone Wi-Fi. All right, so we're
Yeah.
good.
It's amazing how well it hands off.
Yeah.
Like I remember that one when that was a big thing. We're gonna make it so hands off perfectly from Wi-Fi to the. I'm like, okay, sure you are. But
They actually did it. It only took them
yeah,
20 years.
yeah. All right. So the topic tonight says let's plan a system.
Yeah. I've
Okay.
decided on a vehicle.
Oh.
So
Oh.
I don't know what I'm gonna try to find the most advantageous time to buy it. So
Okay.
probably towards the end of the month, end of the year, something like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, so I'm gonna get most likely, I'm about 85% sure on this, a 2024 Silverado 1500 Trail Boss
Okay.
with the stock radio. See, I looked at Tundras, but Tundras having new engines with new problems as well.
No way.
Yeah, and because I was the go-to for a long time,
Yeah,
and
apparently
then
it's not the go-to right now. I mean, it's a go-to because you get a brand new motor, but I mean,
right,
oof, damn, that
yeah,
sucks.
and then Dodge for whatever reason they're more expensive. I
Yeah.
just can't believe it, man. They like the prices on Dodges are like $10,000 more for an equivalent.
The Dodge is definitely the most plush out
Yeah,
of all the pickup trucks. Like a lot of excessive plushness in the
yeah,
Dodge. It's like they were the first with the big screens. They were the first with the really big audio systems, big comfortable seats. So I feel you're paying for the plushness. I don't know if you're what else it has. They were the first to do like battery boost,
yeah,
so they've had that for a while. Um, but yeah, I was gonna say the Bose system, you can use the Access DSP to get the Silverado, and also the pack piece is in final beta test right now. So Ernie put up a picture of one in a car, but the install looks so trash that no one
yeah.
even picked up on the fact that it there was a GM Amp Pro in it because they're like, someone because it had Epicenter Micro, and someone's like, why would you put Epicenter Micro in there if it's got a DSP? What? And it's like that. Why did you just get a competition series? And it was like because he wanted the bass knob. I mean,
Yeah,
what?
I guess
Because
so.
it's like, does anybody not notice that this is a GM? Isn't Chevy having transmission? Aren't they all having?
I think like every vehicle I've researched truck wise has some kind of issue.
I mean, if I was going to go buy a truck tomorrow, like if you said,
Yeah,
Dean, go buy a truck, I would go buy an F-150 with the Unleashed system. Wouldn't even be a question. I would literally walk into a Ford dealer, say, give me one with the Unleashed. I'll take it. I'm out. Boom.
what's the unleashed stereo system?
So the
Oh, what-
Unleashed is the A to B, so it's easily bypassed, and it comes with a
Yeah,
front three-way set. So there's tweeters in the A pillars, speakers in the dash, speakers in the doors. It's like It's money. So much money. You know, plenty of room behind the seat. Just like so easy.
Yeah.
That's that to me is the. I mean, that's why we love doing F-150. That's why, you know, Sage, you know, they do F-150s. They do Rams now because Rams are pretty easy too. But the GM has always just been a kick in the balls for everybody because the factory stereo, non-amplified, needs work.
Yeah.
But you know, like we just did the we just did the Metra Access high level to low level with chime control, which is definitely a good thing to have, you know, because it's
Yeah.
got their DSP and it's shining that turret as much as it can. Plus, it's controlling the door chime. But I don't know if the 2024 is covered under the Ethernet, the Access Ethernet piece. I'd have to look it up. I've never even looked at a 2024. But
So what are the head unit replacing options?
there are none.
What there's
Zero.
none. See, this is why I wanted to have a conversation because the way I'm looking at it, like I don't see where a head unit could go.
Yeah, there's no head unit replacement at all for any of the current model year pickup trucks on the road at all. Like there isn't a 2024 pickup truck, full body pickup truck that you can put a radio on. So
I need to try to get the cheapest system with the Bose in it. So we're talking LT now instead of work truck.
I mean, yeah, you'd probably want. Plus, the nice thing is, okay, so the cool thing about the GM with the better system in it, all right, hang on. Yeah, Ether 1 works in 2024. So GM does this really cool thing in the back seats to where the back seat is it's like this fucking thick, man. It's huge.
Yeah.
But they put these pockets behind your back. So like right here, there's a pocket in these doors that open up. There's little cubby holes, which is fantastic because what we typically do is we leave the passenger side unless we're doing a surfboard. But we take out the driver's side one, and you can fit a decent amount of equipment behind there. And so when you open the door, all the controls or the USB or everything is just like right there, and it's like
Cool.
it's so sexy. But yeah, it's that's one of the really cool things about the GM is just placement of the equipment. Getting that back seat in and out is a ball buster, but you never really you take it out once. Yeah, so because they really over engineered the seat. So like to get the seat out, you pull the headrests out, then you have to pull out the headrest clips, and then there's 10 millimeters across the bottom, and then there's 3 clips at the top. You have to put a pick tool in and pull all 3 clips, or 3 or 4, it might be 4 clips. And so then the whole seat will come out. It's like, God damn, guys, like it's a back seat. Where's it gonna go? Where is it gonna go?
Exactly.
You know. So the other downside to a GM is the dash speaker. So Brian would argue this point because Brian has the diesel Chevy truck that he has, and he has RS, ARC, tweeters in the dash, 6.5s in the door, and then the 210s underneath the back seat. And he's killing it. He's killing it. Like he never thought he'd do a 2-way set in his life, and his 2-way set is just, I mean, it's not killing any 3-way sets, but it's fantastic.
Yeah, I considered the diesel as well because you can get it not too much more money.
Yeah, he's got the.
But I do short drives.
Yeah, he has the GMC version of it, and it's a beast. Like, it's so big. But a lot of the times with the GM, we try to go with the middler in the dash.
Right.
Sometimes you can fit a 3.5, but you got to do a lot of work to fit a 3.5. Like, so it's like, and there are some nice 2.5s out there now that don't suck too bad. Somebody's gonna make an A-pillar. Like I know somebody's got to be making an A-pillar that's just has a tweeter mount, so you can do a 3-way set.
I suspect Oh, like sounds good. We're probably
So,
we want to come out with something like that.
um, so they just bought a brand new 2024 F-150 with the BO
Yeah,
system. I thought they bought a new GM, but I don't. It's been a minute since we talked about that. They have the TRD Rams, so they buy the
yeah,
vehicles that they're gonna put these things in, and so because everything gets put in the vehicle and tuned before it leaves,
yeah.
which is like insane. Um, but
Trap
uh,
house. No plans. No plans in the dear, near, or far future.
what
So
is the
you'll have
soda?
to trust the sketchy people. It's just a different chemistry.
I mean, I'm assuming.
The 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 problem with the battery is there's so many sketchy people involved testing batteries. And they all have a narrative they want to push. So I often get
Yeah,
questions because I'm just testing things for fun.
Cornut has an interesting one there. So he has a trail boss. Mine has no adaptive cruise, lane assist, or fancy digital rear view like some GM trucks. I wish I had those. Mainly adaptive cruise. So it's something
Yeah,
to
the
think
adaptive
about.
cruise for sure. I
Yeah,
I hate lane assists. The rental car I have, it's a
right,
Hyundai Elantra Platinum or something like that.
right.
But the lane assist in that it has two different. It has a steering wheel assist and a lane assist. And let me tell you, dude, it rides so close to the middle. It is scary. Like if you don't, you'll either have to fight it the whole way or let it drive basically on the center line.
Really?
Yeah, it's crazy. Oh, and it's also a Hyundai, so there's that. It's
Yeah. I
like
mean, I
I don't think
know,
they
I
have that
know,
tuned right.
I know. Brian has the whatever the auto drive thing in his GM
Yeah,
because I mean, because he just drove across the country and back 2 weeks ago. And, he's "Oh,
yeah.
yeah, you gotta have that." I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, I mean,
I heard
that's
the
why
Ford's. I heard the Ford's pretty good. The Ford, obviously the Tesla's probably one of the best ones, but the Ford I heard is pretty good as far as
Well,
that goes.
I saw this awesome video where I don't know what failed on this car, but it was construction, and they were diverting everyone into the opposite, oncoming lane, and the guy was
Yeah,
looking at the phone, and he just right into the barricades, man. It was fantastic. I mean, talk
almost
about
happened to me last night.
really?
Last night I was coming. I went to see because I'm here on business. There's not shit to do after the workday. So I was like, "There's an Alamo Draft House here. Of course I'm gonna go check it out." And we'll talk about it more. But on the way home, I'm calling Cassie and I'm bitching about this auto drive. Like it's kind of crazy, and I have it in the full HDA, so it's the Hyundai Driver Assist mode. And
Okay,
we're coming around a turn and it breaks off into an exit. It tried to drive me in the middle of that. So it
right.
would have just crashed me into the pylon and I had to grab it and force it back to the left. I was like, Jesus, this is insane. And there's people really driving around trusting that the whole time.
Yeah, yeah, no, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And they're honestly, it probably drives better than they do. So
yeah. Yeah. No, she says MTI will be first. Well, I mean, the reality is these
that's a
guys
good
like
point.
MTI will do it for sure. And
Yeah.
and the reality is if you send these guys, hell, I think Lino has already got a pair that he's made for the Chevy that are just 3D printed that just add on to it. So I mean, they're
Right.
out there. They're out there. It's just how ugly they look is really the thing. I'm not a big fan of these. Now I know, so we just did Phil's. That's what we did. We did Phil's Chevy truck at Master Tech at the last Orca training, and we ended up making grills for the A panel
Yeah.
um, that out of acrylic. So we back mounted the tweeter, made some grills out of laser. They turned out fantastic. Like we needed we needed more time to make them, but and of course Brian was really putting a lot into it, and I'm like, can we just get these things on there and like we don't need 27 pieces of acrylic to and then you heat form them and like the way he routers them out makes your butthole pucker a lot. Because you
Is he
basically
sketchy
take
with it?
no, it's one of those things where it involves a lot of tape, a lot of CA glue, because in a really good template, because what you're doing is you're gluing both of the A pillars down, and you have your templates. Everything is taped into place and CA glued, and you take your handheld router and you just route these two holes into them, and it's like it's got to be perfect.
Yeah,
'Cause it can't walk, it can't ride, it can't be loose. I mean, we were like tape and glue and tape and glue, and it was like, and then it all just peels off, and these two perfect holes, and it was like,
dude.
in my mind,
Speaking
I'm
of
going,
Ryan,
yeah,
if you guys haven't checked out Car Stereo Talk, that's back now with Dean and Brian. The first two episodes are
different
great. They're
Brian, but
30
yes,
minutes.
Brian, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, right. All right. I thought. Who were you talking about?
I was talking about
Oh,
Schmidt at Mobile
yeah.
Solutions.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Mobile
So, but
Solutions, Brian.
Mitchell, I trust me, it's confusing in my world too. I just call them
Yeah,
Schmidt and Mitchell, but most people don't know
yeah,
their last names. So, no, Brian Mitchell and I, yes, podcast is back up. Bobby, I'm sure, is
yeah.
super happy. It only took 5 years,
A couple
4 years,
years. Couple years. Yeah.
like 4.5, 4 years, about 4 years. But
Really, it's been that long. Wow.
yeah, 2000, we did 52 episodes between 2018 and 2019.
Yeah.
So, um, or 51 episodes. It was a lot. And I was like, so Brian was like, we should do it every week. And I'm like, how about we do it maybe every other week? So
Yeah.
I told him, I said, all right, we'll see how it goes. I said, but we don't want to run out of topics. And also, I don't want to get burned out again because I,
Right.
I, I enjoy doing the podcast because you don't have to wobble too much. You just pick a
Right.
topic and you kind of beat it up. But I'm glad you're enjoying it. It's fun to be doing it with somebody else. I was like getting away from Fernando
Yeah.
because either he agrees with you or he doesn't agree with it, or he's not even paying attention because he's doing something else, and you're just like,
Yeah. Well, I think what's good about it is Brian Mitchell's someone that can match and exceed your experience
yeah,
in different categories. So there's a different dynamic, and he's been in the business just as long, or maybe even longer than you, or it's like the same
about the
range.
same
You guys
time.
are pretty about the
Yeah,
same time, so it's a little bit different dynamic. It's like two professionals. It is not like it is two professionals talking with 30 years experience in the industry. So
yeah, it's definitely fun. I enjoy because Brian. It's funny because Brian and I talk a lot, anyways, and so it was always
yeah,
like we should just record like part of this conversation, and I'll make it a podcast. And he just laughed, and then like, so the way my brain works is I'll say something and then it just kind of catalogs itself in there until the right moment, and then it'll pop back in with a solution. So it's almost like I pose myself the question and then I
yeah,
stop thinking about it, but I don't, and then the answer will present itself much later and be like, we should do this. And it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. Can I go back to sleep? No, no, no. We should do this. You should call him right now and tell him we're going to do this. No, we're not. We're
yeah,
not calling him right now. We'll call him tomorrow morning. But I mean, come on, you'll forget by the morning. I said, how will I forget? It's 3 o'clock in the morning. He woke me
yeah,
up for this. We should call him right now, dude. It's midnight there. That's the inner monologue I have. Like, um, we were designing something, or we were looking at a design, and there was something about it that I just didn't like, and I uh I woke up like Saturday morning at 6 o'clock. I was like, this is what it needs.
yeah,
And I was like, fuck. So like Sunday night, I was like, all right, hey, listen, I don't mean to bug you. It's Saturday. He's like, what, you stupid. And I said, but we should see if we can have this done because that would look really cool. And he's like, yeah, that would look cool. It's so I was like, okay, good. Now it's out of my head. I can get on with my life. Fuck.
exactly.
What's up, Baba? But no, that happens to me all the time, and it's so fucking annoying. Like, like
Yeah, we
so
we had the same conversation today. I'm training somebody on some aspects of the job, and we're going through PowerPoint with a fine tooth comb because he's got a management review. And he's like, "Should we fix that?" And I was like, "Listen, the rule is when you see it, you fix it. You stop whatever you're doing and you fix it." because you might not see it on the next pass through.
Mm-mm. Yeah, you got to do it now. You got to do it now. Like,
Yeah,
there's no coming back because you'll forget. And that's
yeah,
the same when
exactly.
you're working on it. Like today, Fernando. We always talk because every now and then, we always validate the car when it comes in, validate the car when it leaves. Today, he took out a center console and ran an HDMI. I had nothing to do with it. I was doing a personal project, means I
Yeah,
wasn't really working, and so I tested the front, made sure everything worked up front. I didn't even know what he did in the back. Well, it turned out he plugged it in, but he didn't get the click. And I go, dude, because the customer calls like, "Hey, this isn't working." He's like, "Oh crap, bring it back. I know exactly what it is." I go, "Why didn't you test it? This is the conversation we have all the time. You gotta validate everything." And he goes, "I know, man. I know. I fucked up." It's like, yes, you fucked up. You should die. You're gonna stab you right now. It's like, but yeah, it's the same. It's just procedure always.
yeah,
I hate leaving something like halfway done or in limbo or like having to come back tomorrow. It's like
yeah.
the
And there's
project.
there's certain things, and you might like I have in my head like this is a built-in stopping point. I can stop here because I know exactly what I need to do. If
Mhm.
not, and a lot of times it's at work. Like I just got to stay over and finish it. I can't.
No, yeah,
I need to.
you have to have a break point. You have to have that. Okay,
Yeah,
like Haley does that when we would run together. She'd be like, "All right, we'll start it. We'll run to this part and then we'll stop." I'm like, "Okay, well, when are we gonna
yeah,
start again?" She'd be like, "At that point right there," and I'm like, "Seriously?" She's like, "Yeah." And dude, if you try to start before that point, she's gonna stab you in the
yeah.
eye. I'm like, "Oh, it's just it's so
uh,
bad." But
yeah, man.
he's a hotel
Redecorated for
bro.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. He's got kicked out.
yeah,
Um, no, it's like today. I was building this. So we're going on a cruise next weekend to just the family to kind of. I need some mental time because my brain is just shit. I don't think
yeah,
this is gonna do it, but it's all I got. And it's another Disney cruise, and they always like to decorate their doors. And I've been wanting to build something to put on. Like we built the Christmas tree when we went on the Christmas one, which was really cool. And like
yeah,
everyone thought that was the neatest thing ever. And I was like, man, I want to build because every time we go on a cruise, I'll just walk all the hallways and look at these people's doors because everybody does it. And I'll take pictures of the shit I
yeah.
think is cool and go, oh, I can do better than that. I'll take pictures. And so yesterday, we were doing all our things and an idea popped in my head. I was like, shit. Oh, yeah, that's cool. Cause we were talking about the cruise. And it was this pirate ship with the moon behind it. And I was like, I can make this out of acrylic and I can backlight it. So I'm at the gym and I'm like looking for LEDs. And he's like, what are you doing? I was like, nothing. It's just project at work, because I don't want to go. I'm making something because then I wouldn't do it, you know.
Yeah.
So then I spent last night, I was like, so the Warhorse, the 1004 video was supposed to go up today. And we were supposed to record it last night. And we left. And I got home and I go, oh shit. Because he was working on something. He was working on a project of his, and I was over at the retail store putting up shelving. And
Yeah.
so we didn't have we perfect scenario. We got nothing but time. Totally didn't do it. I was like, God damn it. So totally sucked. We had already done the dyno portion of it, so all we had to do was the unboxing part of it and then marry it all
Right.
together. So I was like, you know what? I'm just not gonna do a video tonight. I'm gonna work on my personal project that I have. So I was up till like 1:30 designing this acrylic stupid shit.
Damn.
And I was like, first thing this morning, I get in there, fire up the laser. I'm like, I'm building something for myself today. You know, and I was like, you're an idiot. So
Sometimes you got to do it, man.
so
Sometimes you
now
got
the
to do
hard
it.
part is, yeah. So I mean, now the hard part is I'm trying. I need the lighting to go around it, so I'm waiting for that to come in so I can get it all done and I'll take pictures of it and shit. But it's like, oh man, this it's fuck. It's either gonna be the coolest thing ever, or it's gonna be just a really big refrigerator magnet. So
Well, there's a fun game to play when you're on a cruise and going down the halls looking at doors. Just knock on all the doors with pineapples and see what happens. It could be an adventure. You never know.
yeah, we really don't do that on Disney cruises. It's really
I know. I still to this day haven't seen that on a
A
cruise.
pineapple?
Yeah.
I don't want to see it.
No, I mean, I want to see it. I don't want to like see it. I just want to see it just boldly out there
Yeah, like
for somebody. Yeah. Yeah.
ta-da. I feel like I feel like once everybody knows what it is, you got to come up with something else, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's not cool anymore.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like
like
Facebook when we all got on it and everyone else was like, nah, we're not doing that no more.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Now we do TikTok.
No, we don't.
No, we don't, but they do.
Yeah. No. And
Yeah.
TikTok is listening all the time, and that is not a conspiracy thing. They are legit listening 24 hours a day to everything you say. Constantly. They are the biggest hackers on the planet, man. The old guys at the in the White House are not wrong. Yeah. But hey, whatever,
Yeah.
Look it up, man.
Yeah.
Wrong show.
Baba knows.
Yeah, I know.
Baba knows well.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
back to the
Yes.
Silverado.
Back to the Silverado.
You think coaxes would be an option up there?
Coax?
Some,
You mean
yeah,
two-way separates up front? The right ones.
or like something like the Illusion Audio back in the day. Not enough room.
No, it's a tough one. Like Joe Hobart tried to put a set of those up in his dash, and it's a lot of work. Like he's willing to cut the shit out of his new cars. He doesn't
Yeah,
have reverence for new vehicles like most people do. He's the first
yeah.
thing he wants to do is I'm grabbing the airsaw, I'm going to town, this bitch.
Hell
And
no,
I'm like, okay,
ain't
have
no
fun,
way.
buddy.
No, there's no way. I mean, I do slight modifications, but there's no way I do.
Yeah. So it's definitely a 2.5 that's up in that dash. So if you did something like a really high end set of two ways where the tweeter plays down low,
Love.
like
Yeah,
which is there again kind of funny because like Brian sets his up for 4,000. He crosses his RS tweeters over at 4,000. I'm like, okay, like nothing about the way Brian sets up his truck makes any sense because I tuned it when we were out there. And he's like, I said, well, what do you cross these things over at? He goes 4,000, and he gaps them. The mid range, he's got like a 50, it's like I think the mid bass start at like or play up to like 44 or some stupid shit like that. And so there's a little gap there. And I'm like, 4,000? Really? Like, yeah. And he goes, bro, these aren't Morels, man. My speakers make sense. And I go, all right, well, yeah, touche.
you go up 1,000 higher, and they're gonna be focals, bro.
Yeah, exactly. For sure. But it's just weird because most of the cars that we do, we try to put a middler in the dash, and if you DSP it typically sounds really good. But
Yeah,
nothing is like that tweeter. So it's kind of like one of those weird things where it's like, okay, what kind of music you listening to?
yeah,
Because the reality is most people are more into the high frequency than the main vocal, so they want more tick. So going with a really high end tweeter up there that can get loud and dynamic and fun, and you can put some power to it is great. But if you're not willing to spend the money for that, I'm not saying you, but most people aren't willing to spend the money
right,
for that. Then it's like, all right, we're gonna go with a 2.5, and we're just gonna DSP the shit out of it.
right.
But it was weird because we had to do something at a GM that we'd never done before, and I was almost kind of shocked the way it turned out. I don't know if I would ever do it again, but it was an accident. So this guy had already bought all his crap, and he put some 2.5s in the dash, or we put some 2.5s in the dash, some C2 Kenwoods in the dash. He already had R-type 6x9 coaxials in the door and 6.5-inch coaxials in the rear door. And I was like, this sucks. And so we ran his amp on the front stage, DSP'd it from the we used the access piece. It was a truck we did. And it was weird because I bandpassed the front doors so that the middlers on the dash. The DSP and the access piece is not a great DSP. I just
It's like
wanted
a head unit DSP-ish.
it's a little better than that because it has multi-channel, but it's still like every frequency is like wrong. You know, you're just like, I don't want that frequency.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's gonna crash. Don't do that. That's why we just use it as a preamp and go into a DSP. But in this case, it was like, so it was weird because we ended up turning the tweeters back on in the door,
Yeah.
and because everything was aligned, it sounded fantastic for what it was. I was like, I mean, don't get me wrong, no, they're not winning any awards, but it was like, holy shit, like, fuck, it all came together, even with the tweeters down there. But because we had the 2.5s, it was actually pulling the tweeters up because all we needed from the tweeters was just a little bit, just a touch, and it was giving it to us. And it was like, oh shit, that fucking rocks.
We needed the.
Yes, that's it. Just because the middlers always just fucking fall flat. So, and GB25 is fantastic, or GS25. GB's better, but they're good, but they're not. A middler always sucks, man. A coaxial is fantastic. I'm about to find out what the audio control 3.5 coaxial in the dash will sound like paired with my 6x9-inch mid bass. They're low ohm load, man. So get excited. They're really bright. They're really bright. I mean, the speaker was made to go into a Chrysler Dash. You know, that's what it was made for. You know.
Since we're talking about audio control, I'll give my thought. When I first seen this amp, now let me say, I know a lot of people that I've talked to hate the look of it. I like the look of it.
Okay.
That being said, the only thing I could think was they smushed a JL Audio Slash amp with an Audison, or it's a JL Audio Slash and then the Audison end caps. That was the only thing I can think when I see it. But I do like the look of it. I think it looks good.
It's funny. I've actually heard that twice. Somebody else told me that today too, and I was like, and it was funny because I go, honestly, I didn't look at it that hard because,
yeah.
So, no, hey, whatever. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
We're supposed to get some because they want us to do an amp rack for them, so they can take pictures and stuff for promotional. And I was like, hey man, whatever. Whenever you get them, let me know.
Yeah.
We'll wire them up, make them look pretty.
Well, I think it's cool if you're just doing a little something different with your design. You try some stuff works, some stuff doesn't. Obviously.
So
I mean, Soundstream is making big ass tarantulas on their amps, and they look horrific.
I mean, Precision Power Art Series. I mean, it's like.
Yeah, those were cool.
They didn't look cool though. They looked very 80s, very 90s, very like. Oh. I didn't think they looked. I just saw them and I was like, these are not hardcore amplifiers. Like, I just, you can't be like, bro, check out my amps. I'll be like, dude, did your kid draw on them? I mean, what the hell am I looking at? And I know a lot of people going, man, those are the best amps on the planet. And they are, but they still looked gay. Okay. Can't say.
Well, and it was concept. It was like concept art. It wasn't. It was like art that you. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like the art that people draw in art school to learn how to draw.
Yeah, so let's put that on a finished product.
Right. But they were cool, not just because the artwork, just because someone actually was like, yeah, let's go ahead and do this, and we're going to do a whole series, and
we're going to make a square and a triangle end, and it'll just be neat. I mean, hey, and all the capacitors would pop off the boards because they didn't put enough capacitance in there. It was fantastic. It's like you
and then they had that was Phoenix Gold. They had the bad batch of Nishikons or no Panasonic.
Yeah.
So there's a whole generation of Phoenix Gold amps that were ruined.
Bad stuff. Rockford amps with one-off engraving. I mean, Rockford just is Rockford. So listen, my thought on anyone that's coming out with an amplifier right now. Okay, anyone that is coming out with an amplifier right now. So, there was an email that went out from a chain of stores to their manufacturers, meaning like people they buy from. And they
Right.
informed them that, hey, listen, when it comes to multi-channel amplifiers, not mono blocks, because that's their own, but we're no longer going to buy any multi-channel amplifiers that don't have DSP capability built into them. We're done.
Dude, we've been preaching this forever. Like
So
I'm on board with them.
yeah, so
I'm
there's a
with them.
store chain. There's a very prominent store chain that, and it's not Best Buy,
Yeah.
that has come out and said, listen, next year this is what's going to happen. And so the question was posed to me, like, hey, what should we buy? Should we bring these amplifiers in? And I was like, okay, let's look at our lineup of amplifiers that we carry, because we carry a ton of amplifiers. I said, let's actually
Right.
talk about the non-DSP, non-monoblock amplifiers that we sell in the store, and let's really drill down into this and decide what it is that we sell, because monoblocks will always sell. I don't care whose
Right.
name
There
is
you
on
go.
it. You make 1,000 watt, you make a 2,500, you make a 1,500, you make a 750. It doesn't matter what it is. A monoblock will always sell. Okay.
The
The
power
next
pack
one,
was on your list. It had to be.
what's that?
The Alpine power pack had to be on that list of non-DSP 4 channels.
Yeah, we don't sell that. So I said, okay, so let's look at, do we sell any 4-channel amplifiers? And the answer was no. I have not sold a 4-channel amplifier, like maybe one or two here and there in the last year. That was like very
Yeah.
specific, like we need a 4-channel. Now, in the day, we sold a lot of D4.800s, but that was a DSP amplifier. We never sold the LC 4.800. It just never sold. So it was always a
Right.
D4.800 and LC 1.800. So a non-DSP 4-channel amplifier, zero, none,
No.
doesn't exist. So then we go, okay, well, let's look at the 5 channels. What 5 channels do we sell? And it's like, we've never sold the LC 51300, just never sells. We sell the 802.5 from Kenwood and the 901.5, but I sell probably 3-to-1 802.5s to 901.5s. And then we sell the 2 Rockford mini power series amplifiers. So the M5 5-channel and the T1005 mini T1005. And then we sell the it's either the Punch or the Prime Marine 5-channel amplifier, because that goes into our Jeep kit. I said, outside of
Yeah.
that, those are the only non-DSP amplifiers that we sell. So to answer the question, why would we bring anything in that doesn't have a DSP? What else would we need that doesn't have a DSP? So, I mean, I just, it might have been.
It.
Um,
I just like power sports would be one, but as far as like car audio goes, I don't.
power sports is its own little thing. So we
Right. Yeah.
you're always going to have, and the power sports stuff is unique to power sport because it's small, it's compact, it's
Right.
and the motorcycle stuff, more and more of that is coming with DSP, and the sound digital stuff will always do the sound digital stuff. So that isn't a whole nother category that overlaps into 12 volt, but not that often. And so yeah, T1005X DAD, yeah. But my point is like, why do we need another? Like, they're not special. They don't do
No.
anything that the current lineup of products we have don't do. So
Yeah. I
why would
think the only ones that make sense are like ones that are base head focused, where this doesn't matter. They just need a shit ton of power, and
yeah,
they're going to load down doors, like with the Warhorse and other amps
yeah.
like it, with the 4 channel. But that's not the average cardio
No,
market.
and you're not going to sell a lot of those. Like
No. No.
that amplifier is not going to. It's a reason. So the 1004 4-channel, which you guys will get a video for tomorrow. It's a gigantic 4-channel amplifier. Oh my
Yeah.
god, is it a gigantic 4-channel amplifier? It does way more than rated power. But like, who needs 250 watts a channel?
Right. It's a special use case, and it's
Right.
cool, and it's kind of a halo product for bass
Yeah.
heads, but
Right. So the only the only caveat to this, like, amplifier that we sell that's a basic 4-channel, even still, we don't sell more than maybe 2 or 3 a year. is the
Yeah.
Moscone Pro 430. Like that's a great
That one
piece.
doesn't have a I thought that had a DSP.
Mm-mm.
Oh wow, okay.
No, but it's unique in that it's an AAB class. So, 2 channels of
Yeah.
A, 2 channels of AB, staggered power. It's made to go into a DSP system. So you would just never sell a 430 to anyone. Like, here's a 430 and a 110. You would never do that. It's you're putting a DSP next to it, you know.
Yeah.
So it's hard to, so those amps are, but even still, they're starting to make more DS, and they just came out with a 230. So it's like, okay, so you're going to buy all these pros, but they're all going to, a DSP of some
Yeah.
kind. So, and those are, and there again, they're onesie twosies. You're not going to be selling hundreds of these. I would love to sell hundreds of these. If trust me, I would love to sell everyone that buys an 802.5 a Moscone Pro 5 channel because it'd be like hot sex on a platter, baby.
Yeah.
Ah, you know, um, and there again, like the Moscone 1 810, we did that in a GM not too long ago. It's freaking awesome. So we did an 810, or it was either 6 to 10 or an 8 to 10. I don't remember because we might have bridged it onto the front doors, and then we did like an LC 1.800. I think the guy had an LC 1.800 already, and
Yeah.
he was like, "I'm gonna use my LC 1.800," and I said, "That's okay. It's fine. You're a sadist. It's no problem. We can have mismatch amps. I'll just hide the LC where I can only see the end plate and the gain because oh my god, you're killing me here." And he's like, "You're joking, right?" I said, "Yes, I'm joking. I don't care. You're never gonna see it. I mean, I'd
Yeah.
rather you had the Moscone, but it's okay. It's okay."
You got what you got. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, "Should I?" I was like, "Listen, I'm not gonna twist your arm to spend another $1,000 on something you don't need unless you really feel you need it." I'm terrible. But
It's really even the kicker key 500 being bigger than the 200.4 just drives my mind nuts when I see it, and it's like, why? I
yeah,
don't know why
no.
they had to make it bigger, but
No, well,
still,
it had to be bigger, but then they should have redesigned the 200.4 to fit in the same heatsink. But
I
well,
agree.
but the focus point of the 200.4 has always been a competition
Purple.
for the
Yeah.
455U Alpine. That was its
I
sole
think it.
intent.
I think it served that purpose pretty well.
I think it's yeah, but I mean, yes,
Yeah.
it has gone so much beyond that,
Yeah.
So kudos to them. But but for you, there is a lot of room behind that back seat, so you'll have plenty of room to mount whatever amplifiers you want. Um,
And sounds good. If I have the Bose system, they already make an amp rack.
yes, yes,
So
they
it's
do.
like just they already did the work. It's like
Yes,
180 bucks shipped, which is nothing.
and they sell the
Just
speaker brackets.
and they sell the speaker brackets, yes.
So all the
So I'll
speaker
definitely
brackets.
I'll be on I've already been perusing the website and they actually sell a custom downfire box with two 12-inch or 10-inch L7Ts. So
Oh yeah, from that, yeah, at the factory box.
yeah.
Yeah, because Kicker makes that already from the
Oh,
yeah.
they do make it already. Yeah.
I think Kicker makes one factory loaded, ready
Yeah.
to go. Really good
So
price.
that's yeah, I think it's like $1,000 or $900 or something. It's not insane. So I'll probably do something like that. Um, but I'll definitely I don't know. We'll see where I'm thinking Blackbird, but we'll
Yeah.
see. We'll see what we do. I
Well,
still always lean Moscone, but
so it's funny because El Fuego said a staggered power 6 channel amp with DSP would be fantastic. Any 8 channel DSP amplifier is a
original.
staggered power 6 channel
Yeah.
DSP amplifier. Every single 8 channel is a staggered power 6 channel because you could take 1 and 2 to tweeters, 3 and 4 to the driver's door, 5 and 6 to the passenger door, 7 or 8 to the rear. Now you have double the power on the mid bass. You have your staggered power 6 channel amplifier. We do it all the time. It's fantastic
Yeah.
because the price difference between a 6 channel and an 8 channel really isn't that much more. So why would you not? We do it with the Blackbird. Like, dude, I love the Blackbird. I love the 810 from Moscone. So it's like I
Yeah.
literally asked the customer, "Are you an audiophile nut? Let's do a Moscone AB class, the best of the best, or we just want raw power that sounds great, and compact size. And they're like, because they're a couple $100 within one another, except Helix can't bridge, and that's why I didn't mention them, because
Yeah, they man JBL.
You do with the Audison too. In Audison, just to rub it in their face, literally says on the outside of the box, like when I did the review of the 410, and it says bridgeable power because of Helix. You literally put that on to do this to Helix.
Yeah.
Because, Oh, I know the Italians just fingering the Germans on that one for sure.
I've been playing with the software because I'm fixing to install the F8.9 and the Trooper.
Okay.
And I like the software. It's not bad. It's better than I expected for the last one.
Yeah, it's done. It's once you get that to work, just throw it away, because the new software is nothing like that.
Really? No. That's good.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going
to totally different. So I will say this: I have the 410 in Haley's car, and I've been playing with what is it, or Accordia. I hate their names because it doesn't make any sense. I'm sure it does to somebody. So we've been playing with Accordia, and I always have a hard time with auto setup. It never meets my expectation, which is fine. It's not trying to. It's trying to meet somebody else's. So this week we had an anomaly happen. So we had a GT3 that somebody else had done an Audison Helix install. Audison Hertz install it. So Audison amplifier, Hertz speakers, and I didn't realize when we booked the job that it had the stupid battery in it, the hybrid.
It was like a Taycan or something like that.
No, it wasn't a hybrid, but it has a, your cool batteries that everybody wants. My brain just totally died.
Lithium?
Anyway, lithium. Yes, thank you. Sorry, total brain fart. Had a lithium battery from the factory. And for those of you that are fortunate enough to buy a $200,000 car, the lithium battery, when it dies, is a $4,000 replacement. And it dies in about 10 minutes if you're not having the engine run. And you can't jump the car once it dies because it's a circuit driven, so you have to have it reset. So it's basically a fucking nightmare any way you cut it. So, and all the bad that could possibly happen, a friend of mine, luckily, had that happen to him. So when the customer drops off the car, he informed me, hey, I forgot to mention this, but this has the lithium battery in it. And I go, huh, I think that's a thing. So I called my friend up, and he went through a nightmare with a Range Rover that has the exact same charging system on it. Like it was like a month long just headache for him and the owner, and like Land Rover didn't want to warranty anything. And there's one guy that rebuilds the batteries for him. And anyways, they got it all straightened out. Everything was great. But what we learned from that is these cars need this charger, and so when the car comes in, you put it on that charger and you're fine. But if you don't use that specific charger, you're pretty fucked. Now, I'm sure there's other ones out there because I'm not the lithium god like some of these guys are. But this is the one that Porsche recommends for the owners to buy. And it's like a $500 fucking charger that plugs into the wall. And I'm like, fucking great. So anyways, I have one coming. It'll be here Saturday because naturally, why would I not? And so I was like, I can't tune the car because I can't do shit. So I was like, okay, let's update the software because they have the new 2.0 software. So we updated the software, remapped the system because I had no idea how these people did the install. So we mapped out all the inputs, all the outputs, got all that into it. And then we ran the DEQ because I was like, we can run the DEQ because it's not acoustical, it's electrical. So I can have the engine running and we can this car is so hot. Oh my God. I've never had this exhaust on this car. It's just like insanely hot. So we ran the DEQ, and I said, Accordia only takes like 30 seconds to run. Like literally it goes whoop, 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 done. And I'm like,
So you're just like pushing the limits. Like, let's see how far we can push it. Is what's
oh yeah.
happening.
And so I said, all right, I jumped the remote turn on in the amplifier and ran a Cordia. And then I said, all right. So I did everything auto. I got into the car, started it up, got in the car, brought on my laptop, cut my expensive USB cable in half because we always run it to the bottom. And Fernando thought for some fucking reason he could bring it to the top. And he cut my laptop cable in half. And I go, thanks. Thanks a lot. Thanks for not doing what I told you to do. I like spending money today, motherfucker. Anyways, he felt bad. I wanted to kill him though. Anyways, so I sat in the car. I did it like 10 minutes worth of just fixing. There's the center knot here, and I was
Yeah.
like, and I was like, okay, I gotta stop. Because I can't if I can't do it my way, I'm just gonna leave their way alone and just be happy with it. And so I talked to the customer, said, hey, listen, this is what we did. So it sounds, dude, literally when it came in, everything was coming out of the corner of the dash. It was the worst sounding fucking car I've ever sat in. I was like, dude, you have a $5,000 shittiest car I've ever heard. And he's like, dude, I know it sounds terrible. I don't know what the hell I did. And they had done nothing. So he sat in the car and he just goes, holy shit, this sounds fucking amazing. And I was like, no, it doesn't.
Yeah.
I didn't
It's
say
the
it.
best system he's ever heard.
Yeah. And I said, okay. And he goes, it's going to get better than this. I said, yeah. He goes, I mean, if it doesn't need to. And I said, yeah, it does. Because it needs to get better than this. This is not, no. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
And he was like, all right, well, I like this. I said, okay, you'll like it more the next time. So, but the whole point of it was, I was like, okay, I get it now. Because he was perfectly fine with it. So I could have shipped that car just the way it was, and he would have been so happy. And if I had never said anything, I probably should have, because was of course that make a preamp module for, no, this was no preamp module, of course. This was the base model audio in a $200,000 car. It's fucking stupid, but whatever. Yeah, but it was funny because he loved it. He thought it was great. And I was like, I should just shut up and let him have it. But I can't. It's like, no, because someone will get in the car that actually knows what they're listening to and be like, how much you pay for this? You got
Yeah,
fucked.
Dean did it. Dean did this. Yeah.
Uh-huh. I'd be like, no, man, that was a Cordia, bro. But no, it just, I get it. In there again, it was one of those things where I get that, like, the high volume shop that needs to turn something out very quick, they can run these two pieces of software in the car, do the thing, and spend like 5 minutes, 10 minutes tops playing with some of the delay, or I'm sorry, some of the volume control, just doing a mix, and you're done. And then they can, and honestly, they probably wouldn't even do that. And the guy and he would have been happy. You know,
Yeah.
but it was weird. It was really weird. It was a total learning experience for me. I was like, oh wow, that's okay, cool. Maybe my bar is here. I need to.
Lower it. Yeah. Well, let's see.
I don't want to hit
Hey,
my nut.
so like I said, it's the best system he's heard. The
Yeah.
best system he's heard.
Ignorance is bliss. I agree. So one thing that okay. So one of the problems as I see it, this is what I I think part of the DSP problem is that a lot of people are kind of struggling with is, like, pushing a button is not hard, right? Opening an app, playing some pink noise, looking at a screen, moving some sliders, lining them up to a line. None of that's really fantastically hard.
Yeah.
The hard part is once they've done all that, sitting in the car, and what do they do then? And I don't think most people have an idea of what good sound is. And if you're using a car to find out what good sound is, you probably don't know what good sound is, because that's not the best listening environment for sound. It's actually one of the hardest ones.
Yeah.
Like you yourself. Okay, so if I say, what is your reference for sound? I've been to your house. I sat
Yeah,
underneath the
it's
sound
not
bar.
that. Yeah.
You know, so I mean, you really don't have a good reference for two-channel audio. You don't have these monitors.
No, mine would be like Grado headphones
Yeah,
on something like that.
which is right here. The fucking voice is right here on the top of your head.
Yeah.
It's not out here and spacious, and she's not 5 feet in front of you. And so,
And I would say most houses systems are not even there because you
no,
don't have the space that you need
no,
to
everyone's got
get
a
it.
sound bar.
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, I would say even if you had Martin Logan speakers, electrostatic speakers, if you don't have the room and the space, and if you're playing them and you're sitting 3 feet in front of them,
Well,
you're
yeah,
not gonna
yeah.
get the
But I
full
mean,
experience.
how many people buy Mark Logan speakers? You know,
Yeah,
I mean, even a
that's
nice
what I'm
set of
saying.
computer monitors that are the left and right of your screen that are about 5 feet apart would be suffice. But I don't think I don't think people. I mean, cars sound good. Don't get me wrong. But the
Yeah,
arguable point is if you've never heard it in its natural environment of how it's supposed to sound, if you're tuning a car to a song and the reference for the song is from the driver's seat, you've never heard it from the center with the left and right speaker, because there are some songs that aren't set up right. They're intentionally off. And so if you
yeah,
think she's supposed to be in the center and she's in reality, she's not. She's over there, and you're
yeah.
setting your car up using that, your car's going to be wrong.
And
And you,
it's all artificial because if you like, I most of my real reference is just I go to a lot of live music. But the thing is with live music, it depends on where you're staying. Where are you at in the
yeah,
live
yeah, yeah,
music? Who's in front of you? Who's talking? All this stuff. Yeah,
yeah. So Melissa's owner has an insane two-channel setup with Utopias. He even bought pure silver speaker wireframe too.
got the pure silver Kimber cable going.
Bro, if he's got Utopias, man, it's worth. I guess you might as well. You've already spent a fortune on that. But no, and there
Yeah,
again, that's a great. I'm not a fan of the way those speakers sound. Um, but it's there again. It's a great reference point, though. It's a great
yeah,
reference point. I've wanted to buy for the shop for over by us a set of. So Focal has the Focal by or name by Focal, and they sell
yeah,
a set of slate fiber towers that are like really sexy, extremely reasonable. And if we
yeah,
ever finish the front of the install bay, I want to have a set of them so that if when we're like I can just go up front, play it on that, sit down, listen to it, and go, okay, and then go back into the car. So I think
So,
that's
some of the
my goal.
best sounding desktop speakers I've heard, and they're not desktop. I don't even know what I consider. They're kind of mid-size. Is that there's a pair of Wharfdale. I forget the model number that I heard that were amazing, and then some Don Audio SOTARs that were super awesome.
I mean, the
And
reality is
that's home speakers.
you can go to a fucking what is it? What's the Parts Express? You go to Parts
Yeah,
Express, you can buy 6.5-inch speaker enclosures like we bought for $100, and you can put a nice set of coaxials in them. And like, so we have a set of coaxials with freaking Q class 6.5s in it that we can easily
yeah,
just set up and play anywhere. We don't, and I have two sets of 4-inch with Morels in them that we could easily set up, which we might at some point if we can find some place to put them. Because we have
yeah,
the cool audio switcher and all that fun stuff, and it'd be fantastic. But I also have both Fernando and I have a home stereo, so we know if we want to listen to music, we can just go sit at home and turn it on and be like, yes,
yeah.
hmm, this is what it sounds like. Yeah,
Good old hi-fi. That's how it started. Quadraphonic, man.
quadraphonic. It took,
Quadraphonic sound.
it took 15 years. Okay, Nick Apple sold a car, and now I'm out 4,000 and counting. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. Nick. Love Nick.
Yeah, but all right. So we're ready to close out. But everybody next week, I'm traveling now. I'll be traveling next week. I will be at the Sundown Show in North Crackalaca. So I will be there. Should be fun.
Nice. Where's that at?
2-day event. That's in Hickory, North Carolina.
Wow.
At the Speedway, the Hickory Speedway.
So no show next
Hopefully
week.
it's not hot. No show next week.
Yeah. Okay. That's fine.
Because I was going to be flying Friday, but we changed it to Thursday. So I'm leaving work early and flying. So
works fine with me. I got to pack that day because we're leaving butt crack at dawn the next morning. So
there we go. Works out fine.
Nick's
week after we're good to go though.
Yeah. So that'll be fun. Who's going with you to the show?
Me and Derek. So it'll be me and Derek. I'm going up to his house Thursday, and then Friday we'll probably get a hotel in Hickory. It's 2 or 3 hours away from his house, so we'll get a hotel in Hickory and be at the show. At least on Saturday. I don't know if we're gonna show for both days. So,
is that the show you guys did last year?
I think it was 3 years ago.
Okay,
but yeah, it was the last. No, the last one me and him went together was we went to World Finals with Sleece and Wayne Harris.
Okay.
They invited us out. So that was the last one, but before then we went to that Sundown show. So
very nice. Well, that'll be fun.
Yeah, so hopefully we see Byron. He's the one, his car is the Soulgasm truck. He gave me the bass knob and he's like, yeah, just go. And so I turned it up. I turned it up till it was insanely loud. And I think I turned it up to like 8. And I was like, you didn't go to 10? I was like, dude, I'm not going to break your system that you've been planning for as long as I've known him. And now he's got it. I'm not going to be the one to break it. Someone else is going to have to break it.
Dude, I had this SQ guy, this guy named McGill, come up to the store the other day. And he's Ark and Morel. And he's like, dude, yeah, come on out. You know, we went out there and listened to it. And I was listening to it and I was like, this is cool. You know, he's got 215 sound or automobile subs in the back, free air out the bottom of the car. He's got a 10 in the front and all this high-end Morel shit, late carbons, and with the alto tweeter. And I'm listening to it. He's like, bro, man, turn it up. And I'm like, it's fine. Dude, he went in there and turned this fucking thing up. Holy shit. I was like, dude, what is wrong with you? Like, god damn. Like, so fucking loud. Nothing like an SPL car. But god.
Just loud, yeah.
It fucking made me wet my pants, man. I was like, Jesus Christ. It's the loudest.
I think I'm going to do something stupid. I'm going to do something stupid in the Trooper like that. Not SPL loud, but just like loud, like concert level loud.
He was doing it with Morels, so I was like, damn. And a lot of Arc audio power. So that was impressive. I was like, god damn, this is okay. No. So well, hey guys, no next week, but if you're out there at the Sundown show, make sure to go run into Big Derek, and there'll be the 2 tall guys walking around.
Yeah. One bald, one with hair.
Yeah, both tall.
Now, used to be 2 bald, but now
I
got my toupee, you know.
It looks good. It's growing in nice.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah. Not only am I the owner, I'm a member.
There you go. Yeah.
All right. If you want to listen to more nonsense, I've traveled, so I've had time to watch a lot of stuff. So I got a lot of stuff to talk about.
Well,
half of it good, half of it horrible.
Thank God. Okay, cool. All right, guys.
See ya.
See ya.